Hi everybody, welcome. We are going to record episode number 69 of the Abomination Vaults, Random Encounter, all the rest of it. Yes, here we go. And I'm well aware of some of the chances that have befallen this episode with some of the stuff that I'm about to read out. So there's probably a whole raft of things that could be said and will be said. Just to be warned, we don't label these very deliberately. We don't label these as child friendly, and so just be aware, because I know what my players are like, and this could end up becoming problematic. I mean, the last episode, I thought that Kes was going to fall apart from something that was said fairly early on, and that was only episode 68. So you know, we'll work on this as it could go. So without too much ado, because one of the things that is happening is they are now progressing into a new level of the dungeon. So there's going to be some new stuff and combat encounters and all the rest of it. So everybody get yourselves ready, because you're going to need your dice. Make sure you have got those on hand. You are most definitely going to need your dice. And it also means, to the enjoyment of absolutely everybody in my group of players, as I put the map up on the screen for you, and then I'm going to activate the new map. To the enjoyment of absolutely everybody here, it now means I have a new selection of 5 pieces of music to rotate through. So I hope you're all happy. We'll start with the one which is named after the entire area, and we'll see how things go as we progress around. Although I say that, I'm not actually sure if this is the right one to use, but hey, there you are. We're using it now. So,
as we plunge deep into a hole, I do like the name Experiments in Flesh that comes up there.
Yes. Yes. Here we go. I promised them that they would struggle even from the very beginning with the description of this room. A crumbling staircase leads to a cracked and badly stained mosaic tile floor. To the south, a walkway encircles a round, gaping pit, leading to a spiral staircase that clings to the edge of the pit. A twisted iron banister follows the edge of the walkway and stairs. The acrid smell of chemicals and rot, with just a tinge of sulphur, wafts from the pit's darkness. Strange moaning echoes up the shaft.
Oh, sir.
But that's where you find yourself, and that is the descriptive text as it started. As I said, random chance and serendipity just appeared to have fallen well on this occasion.
Did any of the energy stuff, barriers disappearing, alter discharging from last time, trip anything in terms of weird memory flashback? What the hell was that? Okay.
No.
Fine. For values of fine. Okay.
And just so we can get this out of the way, Moz will start scouting as we probe the tip of the chamber.
Yeah, it started already. Right, okay. So
Who was going to take the back of the line this time round?
I'll take the rear end.
you got
I will
complete
sandwich
control
myself in the middle.
Right, let me just do a very quick roll. So, scouting who is stealthing.
Stealth.
Stealthing.
And is
Can I
anybody...
stealth and scout?
No, you can't. Is anybody perceiving?
Yes, we are perceiving, because we are not the filling in the sandwich.
Okay. As you start progressing down into this mosaic floor, you notice that it's reasonably well patterned, various other bits and pieces sort of kicking around. On the as you're sort of heading down, the one thing I would say is, for Moz specifically, because the actual active roll that I just did for other people was terrible, but for Moz, your passive perception, just your base 10 plus your modifier, is enough to realise that there are, relatively sneaking and hiding and trying to be as unobserved as possible, there are 2 medium creatures hiding just to the side of the corridor that you're coming down. You realise that it's not just a straight line down to the hole in the middle. There are 2 little alcoves that appear part way down. The walls suddenly stop and turn 90 degrees, and just hidden on both sides of the corridor are 2 creatures that appear to be moaning.
Are they on the same side?
No, they're not.
Okay, solo moaning.
It's solo moaning.
Oh dear.
So Moz, holding his halberd as he does, just gesticulates with the shaft pointing to the cavity around to one side and points to the other.
I trained out the spell to make that magical, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get to improve Moz's weapon anymore.
No, you don't. So I'm going to add you to a combat tracker. So I would please ask, we're going to pause a little bit the music and we're going to sort out this combat tracker so that we have some rolls. So just bear with us a second. Okie dokie then, I have rolled up my critters. Let's go through everybody else. Down Neffy.
Rolled a 9 plus 11 plus 1, so 21.
21, okay. Imber.
Rolled an 11 plus 9 plus 1 for 21.
21, okay. Phelan.
I rolled a 17 plus 13 plus 1 for 31.
31, okay, right. And Moz.
I'm bringing up the rear of this group with 4 on the dice, plus 12 initiative, plus 2 gives us. I can't do maths all of a sudden. 18.
18, okay. All right then. So we are going to begin this encounter. We'll swap out the music already for the combat-y type music. Let's see if I can find something which is vaguely combat-y. It'll have to be the normal versatile combat music. That'll do for now. So we're going to start this with Phelan.
See, when you have a huge initiative, you don't know what to do with it.
It's the size.
It's not the size, it's how many times. Okay.
No!
No, quote the arrogant worms, it's not what you do with it, it's the size that counts.
To quote the arrogant worms, carrot juice constitutes murder.
And coleslaw's a fascist regime.
Right. So, continuing with this trend. Is everyone all right down there? We can hear you moaning. Do you need any help?
Okay, so you shout down. What I would say is that the moaning sound does unfortunately continue. You do, however, need to make a will saving throw for me, please, as will Olorin.
Okay. So that is a 21 for me.
21 for you. That is a pass. You do not need to worry about this, and you are now immune from this effect for a minute.
And 24 for Olorin.
24 for Olorin is also a success. I'm going to say, because it's the same effect on both creatures, I'm not going to say you have to roll twice, because that doesn't make a lot of sense. So you're both okay.
Does this manifest itself in any way that we can go, oh, there's something weird going on?
As
or
you
is it just a thing?
As you listen into the moaning noise, you start to sort of have a feeling it's almost this piteous kind of noise, and whatever is causing it, and whatever sense you get from this thing, as you listen to the moaning more and more and more, it actually starts to make you feel sick inside, almost because it's such a horrible noise. Like, it's almost like the creature is moaning in anguish and disgust at its own self. And you start to realize one thing: you have heard this before. This was a creature that although you haven't locked eyes on it yet, you are pretty sure you have faced one of these creatures before. But there's two of them.
This sounds familiar. Can I do a recall knowledge?
I will let you, even though you can't see one, I will let you do a recall knowledge. Let me see, because it's occultism, so I will roll this nice and quietly. You can't remember, unfortunately.
Okay. Otherwise, I'm done.
Okay, that's fair enough. Under which circumstances, one thing unfortunately does start to happen. As you're paying attention to this noise, either side of you, and as it happens, I have to make a will saving throw as well. That's a natural 20, that's okay. As you are distracted by this noise, all of a sudden from further back into this circular chamber, or this ring chamber as it were, you suddenly start to hear, all of you, sounds of multiple mouths all start to chatter and talk, and all these sorts of gibbering noises start up. Could you all please make a will saving throw?
Probably not.
26 for Balin and 21 for Olorin.
Those are both successes. A 29 is a success as well. You are anybody that succeeds is immune to this effect for a minute, so you will not be affected
27.
again. 27 is a success.
25.
And 25 is a success. So while you hear it, you kind of immediately go into, oh god, it's one of those things. And you do all spot a creature almost rise up from a puddle. So it must have been laying out, stretched around the ring, and it just sort of starts to rise up into this mound of flesh and teeth and eyes. That isn't even an action. So it is now then going to...
Did my spirit sense stuff pick any of this up?
These
or
are-
anything else that might be lurking?
These are not spirits, and your spirit sense is not picking up on anything.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So,
Yep.
from here, I can see Moz. So we're going to go with Moz. One of its mouths, drooling away, suddenly spits out this drool towards you. What's your armor class?
My AC is 23.
23. That is a 4 on the dice with a plus 14 for all of an 18. So that is going to miss. Okay. It's then going to move. It's got a speed of 10. Well, woo. To there. On the assumption that it might be able to see somebody else, and it really can't. So it's going to try again to spit at you. With a +9 this time. 18 on the dice with a +9 is going to be a 27.
That'll do it.
That'll do it. Okay, so you are going to take 1, 2, 3. This is acid damage, so if you have any resistance to acid damage, please note that you reduce the damage. I don't think you do. I think you've got poison.
No, just piercing and mental. I don't believe poison, unless something shiny's happened.
Under which circumstances you take 18 points of damage. And I'd like you to make a fortitude save, please.
27 minus 18 is 67 is 56? 59?
How much are you doing?
27 minus 8. I can't do maths tonight.
Oh, okay, you're 18. Yeah, just 77 minus
77 minus
18
18
is 67, 59. 59, yeah. And then, yeah, can you make a fortitude save, please?
Yes, again. I'll even tell you what the result is. That's 15 on the dice for fortitude of 12, gives you 27.
Okay, as this spit lands on you and you start to realise that it's acid, you make sure that you kind of stop any of it going to your eyes. So you are not dazzled as the acid gets in your eyes. It's at this point that one of the other creatures rounds the corner. You have seen these guys before. See if any of you remember them.
Ew.
They were
fingers,
pond
no.
monsters, weren't they?
Not quite, no. This was a pet of the Morlock chieftain, if you recall correctly. He had one in a room to the south that you killed this first, and then he got very upset at you for killing his pet.
Yes, and now there's two of them.
And now there's two of them. So this one is going to sort of walk up. Now, because it's walking up, because it doesn't have reach, you are more than welcome to take an attack of opportunity as this thing moves forwards. A reaction strike, or whatever they're going to call it.
I will. I'd love to, but I'm just going to query. In the past, we've not been able to react until after my turn.
You are right. You cannot react until you have actually had a turn. So yes, it catches you out a little bit there. Okay, so it's going to step up close to you, and it's going to try and swing with its claws. So that is 8 plus 11 for a 19 for a miss. And then it's going to try and hit you again. These are slightly agile claws, so it's +7 this time, rather than anything else. 14 plus 7 for a 21.
21. Nope.
So that is also going to miss. That is all of its actions. Neffy, it is your turn.
So, sorry, I can't see anything up within reach of mods. Do I need to refresh the...
I would suggest so, yes. Because,
Yeah,
actually, no, hang on there. I might not have done...
Have you moved on the GM
that
layer?
button there you are. That button there.
There we go.
Oh, that works. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, that button right there. That one that I forgot. Okay, it's done. I'd apparently made it visible in the combat tracker, but not on the sheet. I'm not entirely sure how I did that, but there we go.
There's a second one. I can't see that either.
The second one has not made itself visible yet.
Fine.
So,
Okay.
it's... Neffy, it is your turn.
A refresh.
Yeah. 1 second. Just try and check certain whatchamacallit, scooter flips.
All of those things.
Yes. Feet. That's what I was trying to work out. I knew there was one specific, and now my computer's being slow. I think it's that so that they can't do it to me. Isn't there one that I get it? Or is that next level? Okay, I'm gonna... Can I move to here by doing the... No,
I mean,
just
you
anyway, wouldn't it?
as long as they don't have an attack of opportunity, you can just run straight past them.
Okay.
And they do not have an attack of opportunity, so you run straight past them.
Cool. And then I'm gonna try and do a stabby stab.
A stabby stab. There's technical rogue terms here. Stabby stab.
Oh hell yeah! So it's flat-footed to me. Am I
It
correct?
is indeed flat-footed to you.
So I'm
So-
gonna attack.
So you don't need to worry about the reduction in its armor class. I handle that.
Yep.
And what it will mean for you is that you get your sneak attack damage on top of everything else.
That's the bit. Yeah. So I'm gonna roll a 16 plus 14.
So, all right, that's a critical hit.
Ooh. So
Because
2d6 and a d8.
D8, are you on D8 sneak attack now? Are you
Mm-hmm.
sneak attack? So yeah, so you'll do. No, it's not D8. At this level, you increase.
One d8 piercing.
That's
My
the.
feet.
Oh, right. So hang on. Yes. So here you go. You're going to do the following damage: 2d6
Yep.
plus 1, plus another 2d6 for your backstab. So that's 4d6 plus 1.
Oh.
You're going to
Yeah.
roll that and double it. And then because your rapier is a deadly weapon, you will add an additional d8 on afterwards.
Okay.
So you
let's
roll-
do. So that's 2d6. So that's 6 plus 1
So that's 7.
plus 12 plus 1.
Well, no, not the extra plus 1. So,
Wait, plus 12.
so
19.
19. Double that. So that's 38. Now add a d8 on top.
2.
2. Okay. So this creature in one single hit takes 40 points of damage.
Ooh.
Okay. It is still alive.
And
So I've moved and
rethinking
I-
its life choices.
Remember rethinking its life choices, yes. You still have an action.
Yeah. I'm thinking of disengaging. Be pissed at me.
What I will say is, in the colloquial 5th edition terms, it is well beyond blooded.
Try and hit it again. I want to try and hit it again.
Okay.
Right,
It's
Vicky and me. Yeah.
still flat-footed. It's still everything else. So yes.
So 13 plus 9.
13 plus 9 is indeed a hit. So at this point, you're just doing your base damage, which is 4d6 plus 1.
4d6?
Because you've got your backstab, because you are still in sneak attack, because it is still flat-footed to you. And your sneak attack is 2d6, and your weapon is 2d6 plus 1, so 4d6 plus 1. If you are flanking, things die.
Oh god, 7 plus 1 and then 12. So,
20.
20 points of damage. Okay. After dealing 60 points of damage in a single action, or a single turn, this creature begins to bubble. Its skin bubbles up as it slumps to the ground, and then it explodes.
yeah!
Splash zone.
I need everybody who is in 30 foot, which I believe might be all of you, but I'm not 100% certain.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all of you. To
And
make
the gibbering mouther.
and the gibbering mouther, yes, to make a fortitude save, please.
That's 20.
The other Grothlet will be hit as well.
22.
That's 29.
25.
Right, anybody that gets under 19, let me know. Otherwise, you are all fine. You're all fine. Right, so the next question is, are my two creatures fine? Well, that one isn't fine. That one is. Okay, so the Gibbering Mouth, nothing happens to it, but the other one of these things that's hiding round the corner is still in that blast area. So it's going to, because it rolled a 1, which is a critical fail, going to take 2d6 doubled acid damage and become sickened 2. So it's going to take 12 points of acid damage. Just as a small note, I think we just narrowly avoided the concept of a chain reaction explosion. So
That would have been beautiful.
I hadn't considered it before, but thankfully the amount of damage is not actually high enough to make that happen. So it is sickened 2. And that is Neffy's turn, which I believe was relatively successful. Inver, it is your go.
It is, and because I leveled up, stuff gets more powerful. 10-foot burst with a 30-foot range. Excellent. I don't have to move, although the thing I didn't want to move next to is now dead, so I'm not. I am going to drop a.
Just one
Level-
small thing, because I did forget it, and I do need to make sure that it does happen. Can Neffy please make a will saving throw for the moaning? You've got past the Gibbering Mouther, but you started your turn.
What was it? Will? 13 and
Yeah, you're fine then. That's fine. For Inver, same thing, please. Can I have a fortitude? Fortitude? Did I just say will? I think I meant will saving throw from Inver, please.
27.
Yeah, you're fine. You are immune to the effects of the other Grothlet, in terms of the moaning and the complaining and all the rest of it. Yep.
Okay. I'm going to drop a level 2 sound burst there.
Okay. Is that going to avoid Neffy?
Yes, it's a 10-foot burst.
10 foot. And yes, let me just make sure, because I want to make sure it's a. Yes, literally just avoids, although you can put it there, I guess, which is even more effective. Okay, so
But it needs to be within 30 feet of me, which, oops, daisy.
I would imagine that is.
Well, it's 25
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
or
That's fine.
30. I could stick it there.
Yeah, it's because it's a burst. It needs to be centered on a point.
Corner.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's fine.
So that does DC 21 Fortitude save and 2d10 of damage.
DC 21 Fortitude save. I've got a Fortitude of plus 15, but I just rolled a natural 1. So, I'll fail it and then critically fail it because of the 1.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I rolled an 8 and a 2 for 10.
Okay.
Double it for 20.
So it's 20 points of damage, yeah.
Deafened for a minute.
Deafened
Stunned
for a
1.
minute and stunned 1. Okay. Helpful. I don't think the deafened will cause it too much of a problem. But the stunned 1 means it is going to have a bit of a downgrade next turn.
It is. Then I'm going to cast Shield.
That's reasonable. That is reasonable. Technically, by deafening it, you have affected its gibbering ability, but you'll pass the saves anyway, so that doesn't matter too much. All right, that makes it the slow but steady Mosran to go next.
I mean, there's been a healthy amount of obliteration going on already. Let's have a shuffle. Would it get the benefit of cover from around that corner?
It would from the corner,
Still?
yes, it would. It would.
In that case, then let's do that.
Yep.
So that I can block off at least part of a flanking potential for Effie. And take advantage of my big stick and whap my stick around.
You gonna waft to stick around? You go for it.
An 11 plus 16 for 26.
Can I just have a very quick clarification? Who are you hitting?
That's a good point. The one that's around the corner. The one that's in a weakened 2.
Okay, yes, the one that's sickened 2, so the Grothlet. You got a 26, was that?
Correct, Commando.
That is one off of a critical hit with its sickened condition, I am afraid to say.
Hey, Livy, I'm not going to hero point that. I get a feeling I might need that later.
Mm-hmm.
I meant to ask, how damaged does the Mouther look?
That was a section of it. It was a good chunk. Mathematical terms, it's very difficult to prescribe maths to the health of creatures, but I'd say you knocked off about a sixth of its health.
Okay.
So that's 9 and 1 plus 4 for 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. It is still alive.
Like I said, I'll take an exacting strike against it. And we'll go again.
Mm-hmm. Remember, you only have one action left, so the exacting strike is less useful at this point.
It is. You're entirely correct. I forget about the 3 action. But like I said, just a standard strike. It's exactly the same. So I can't brutish shove. It won't achieve much.
No.
And how deep is that hole? Is that pool? It's not really that deep, is it?
You look from where you are now, and you look at that hole. You cannot see the bottom of it.
Let me just check our phrasing.
I believe it has to be away from you.
I can shove it.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't define. It does shove define. Shove does define as away. So fair enough.
That said, I have said before that shoving sideways is viable. So I have said you can shove in this circumstance.
Okay, that's a 6 plus. Oh, goodness gracious! Just talk not having me here. 6 plus 11 for 17.
That is exactly a hit because of its sickened condition. So I believe that's a 5-foot movement. Do you want it to move 5 foot south?
Yes, please. And have 10, 11, 16 points of damage.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be much of this creature left. And it's starting to bubble and boil.
It can stay over there then.
It's also its go.
Oh.
So, it wants to attack you. So it's going to take a step so you don't get your attack of opportunity. And it's then going to try and claw at you. With its mighty +9 at the moment because of how sick it is. With a 3 on the dice for a 12. Rah!
No.
And then it tries to swing at you again with a +5 this time, and a 5 on the dice for a 10. So yeah, if you've got anything which triggers off of critical misses, you could have used them, but I don't think you do yet. So we'll ignore that. Phelan, it is your turn.
Right. So we have a thing that is quite explosive.
And you are just out of its explosive range right now.
I am, but being just out of its explosive range means I'm also relatively useless. Unless I want to reach spell and produce flame it. I don't know. Do you want me to try and detonate it more? Do you want to try and lob it down the hole?
I mean, I can try and whap it down a hole. I'm more inclined to whap it down a hole than anything else, because I don't want the gooey splatter across my face on this occasion.
Okay. So no jade necklaces.
No.
In which case, I will seem to fail to move. Why am I failing to move?
Have you got the correct options at the top? So token controls, select token.
Yes.
Okay.
'Cause I can.
Yeah.
I can move.
Interesting. Right. I'll just set it to free movement, and you should be fine. He says, and then realizes that you're still not fine. Do you want to do a quick refresh?
Yeah. Also, I think I need to possibly reorient my screen a little because I'm just under the combat track.
That might be doing it, because if you were dragging on the combat tracker, it might have been getting in the way.
Right. That's better. So I'm going to come across to here, which I think is... Oh, no. Come. Shut up. Come on further. And I am going to toss a produce flame at the gibbering mouther.
Okie dokie. Believe that is an attack roll, so...
Yeah, it is indeed. We are at plus 11 to hit with this sort of thing. For a disappointing 15.
Disappointing 15 is going to be a miss. I missed something. I'm going to explain, but I'm not going to take back the damage. Gibbering mouths are immune to anything that has the auditory tag. I would imagine sound burst would not have worked, but I already took the damage, so I'm going to stick with it. But yes, that technically should have fizzled, and it did not.
Okay, and then Olarin's going to move up on his own recognizance.
Okie dokie.
And that's me done.
Okay, so it is the gibbering mouth's turn.
Technically, it's sonic rather than auditory.
Oh,
so
does it not have the auditory tag? Does it not have the auditory tag?
Divine, evoke, sonic, SV, range, area, cast. No, it's sonic.
Then it is sonic and not auditory, so it took that damage.
Being bludgeoned by shockwaves, not understanding
Pretty
the words.
much.
Yeah. Okay. The mouth.
Whereas haunting him is both sonic and auditory,
So it wouldn't-
I can
Yeah, it
would not work with haunting him.
Okay. Moz, it did not step. It actually had to move to go that far. So again, you now had a turn.
Whap it.
You can whap it. Yes.
Whap it good.
Oh, that one moved. That's okay. That's not the one I need to worry about whapping. The weapon wabbit. That'll be a 6 plus 16 for 22.
22 points of damage. 22
no,
to
22
hit.
to
Sorry.
hit.
That is a hit. Yes.
I think 22 points of damage is a good place to start, but... And the dice give us 4 and 1 plus 4 for 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. That is slashing damage, is it not?
He says suspiciously, yes.
As you cut into the creature, all of a sudden teeth appear where that cut is, and that new mouth bites at you. It is reacting to your reaction.
It did a piercing attack.
It-
I do have a resistance against that one.
It would be a piercing attack, so yes, you will get resistance to it. But it is a reaction to you dealing it damage, so it's going to use that on its turn. With a 19 on the dice for a 33 to hit.
Oh, that's bang on, 10 over.
That is bang on.
That's
10 over.
33 to 23.
Yep. So 2d8s. Where are my d8s? There's one there, and there's one there. Okay, so it does Quite low on the dice. 10 on the dice, which means it does 20 points of damage to you. That is then obviously reduced by your resistance.
So I'm on 42 health. That's not bad.
Okay. So that was a move. It then reacted. Now it's going to get multiple attack penalty because it's still on its turn. So it is, however, still going to try and... Actually, it's going to bite Neffy. So, plus 9. 16 on the dice, plus 9, 25 to hit Neffy.
Unfortunately.
Okay. So it's going to deal you 14 points of damage. And then for its third and final action of the turn, it grabs you. And that is automatic because it is using up an action to do it, and it is used an attack which had the grab feature. So it doesn't have to do the roll, it just does it. So you are grabbed. That is all 3 of its action zone. It is now your turn.
Okay, so can I actually do anything when I'm
Okay, so grabbed is quite simple. You are immobilized, so you cannot move. You are also flat-footed for being grabbed. That doesn't stop you attacking. It doesn't stop you using weapons or anything like that at all. You are more than capable of doing all of your normal things apart from moving. If you really, really, really wanted to get out of being grabbed, there are 2 options for it. The first option is that you can make a athletics check, I want to say, to get out of being grabbed. Oh, there is actually more impact to you thinking about it. So you can make an athletics check, I believe, to get out of being grabbed, or you can do it as a... where does it say? I can't see where it says how you get out being grabbed. It's escape, isn't it? That's why. So you can do an escape action. What you can do is an athletics check against the target DC of the creature that is grabbing you. You can do a thievery check if you are tied up, but you're not. You can use acrobatics instead of athletics. If you want to. It still counts as an attack action, so it would still apply to your multiple attack penalty later on in the turn.
That's rubbish.
Now, the actual other impact that I said was around. If you are doing anything which has the manipulate trait, you also have to do a flat check. Now, I don't think attacking has the manipulate trait. So you are fine to attack, but it's things like getting a potion out of your bag, certain other things that have that. Yeah. Casting spells tends to have manipulate.
Okay, let's try and get out of its grasp.
Okay, how are you going to do that?
Acrobatics.
Okay, an acrobatics check.
That is 22.
22 might not be enough.
That's what I was thinking. Probably like 25 or something.
Although it is only a level 5 creature. No, 22 will be fine. So you are able to escape, but that does take up one of your actions.
Mm-hmm. I'm then going to try and stab it.
Yep.
That is 14 plus 9. Was that 23?
23. 23 is going to be a hit.
So I'm doing, so it's not flat-footed, so it's just normal damage. So that is
Just 2d6 plus 1, because you are not... It's not flat-footed, so...
so that's 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. Yep, okay. He'll take the 11 points.
And then can I disengage? Is that an option?
I mean, walking away is always an option in Pathfinder. It's just whether or not you
Oh,
run the
very
risk of
funny.
it having a...
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I wasn't sure if it was a rogue thing where I could disengage. but I
No,
don't-
no, there's nothing like a disengage like that. You can always take a 5-foot step. That will always break you out of combat without getting you an attack of opportunity.
Oh,
Or you can take
Yeah.
the risk of going, it probably doesn't have an attack of opportunity, I'm just going to walk off and see what happens.
yeah, I'm gonna do that. To try and move.
It does not have an attack of opportunity.
Okay, that's me then.
Inva.
Right. Well. I can't do the same thing again without catching Moz because he's right in the middle of where I want to put him. That's annoying. Save that. What does that do now? Heighten +1, so first level spell will do 3 lots of dice damage.
What are you looking at? Which
Harm.
harm? So you can only cast it at first level. You do not have it at any of the other levels.
Oh, I can't. Yeah, no, it's fine. So it'll just do D8.
Correct.
Do either of them have eyes?
I mean, they
Infinite.
definitely have eyes. Yes, they definitely have eyes.
Doesn't matter. I am going to cast Day. Have I got a sense of which one is more threatening right now?
The Grothlet does not look healthy. The gibbering mouther still looks like a big mound of fleshy mouths and teeth.
Okay. I will target the Grothlet with Daze, which gets a 21 DC 21 will save.
DC 21 will save. I've got really good will with my my current sickness level. That would be a 19.
That would be a fail.
It would.
So it can have 7 points of damage, please.
Okay.
Mental damage.
7 points of damage. It doesn't quite explode, but you're now looking at something which looks less like a Grothlet and more like a giant blister waiting and expectant for somebody to just pop it.
Can I? Whoa, not that far off the map. What I was trying to do was just move myself back out of range, so 1 square further back than I currently am.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yes, you can. Yeah, absolutely. Is that you done?
Yes, 2 action cast and a 1 action. I'm 5 foot further back than I appear to be, so I don't get caught when Moz breathes on it and it explodes.
Okay. Moz, it's your turn.
I would like to do my best thing of hitting that.
Hitting that with a push, with a shove built in?
I was gonna, because my brutal shove, I think, must be a
It must
second
be
or
the
third
second,
strike.
yes, because it's a what's the
It's a one
name
of
of
those.
them? It's one of those. It's got a special word. Brutish
Mhm.
shove.
Does it have to be the second attack on a target?
It's
Or can you stab one thing and then push the other thing?
it is the
Yep.
second attack on a turn, not on a target, I believe. So you could stab the gibbering mouther and then push the other thing. I believe
That is entirely my plan.
technically allowed. So, yes.
There we go. It is a press action or a press attack, so
Yeah.
it must be done on the second or third. So first up, let's hit the Gibbering Mouther.
Okay.
He says there's a hope. That's a 15 plus 16 for 31.
That is a critical hit.
2d8. So rolling 2d8, doubling. Sorry,
Rolling
2d10, doubling
2d10,
plus.
plussing the 4, doubling the whole lot.
That's lousy. That's 4 plus 1 plus 4 for 9 for 18.
18 points of damage. Okay. It has had a new turn, so it will grow a new mouth and it will try and bite you.
Sure.
Actually, no. I used it on its turn, so no. I'm not going to do that. That is not allowed.
Okay. In that case, then Bronze will, having whipped his belt, his halberd around, reverse and use the blunt end to try and shove the grothlet into the hole.
Okay.
That's a 13 on the dice plus 11 for 24.
Okay, that is a hit. Absolutely a hit. Can you just read Brutish Shove for me, please? Does the damage happen... Sorry, does the shove happen before the damage, after the damage, or when the hell you want?
If you hit a target that is your size or smaller, that creature is flat-footed until the end of your current turn, and you can automatically shove it with the same benefits as a shove action. If you move to follow the target, your movement doesn't trigger actions. This strike has the following failure effect. So technically, it doesn't define it. So I would say it's going to go down an hole.
Okay, there's a reason why I said that.
Bluey?
It had 1 hit point left. So, as you gently shove this thing before it goes bang, you immediately, as it goes down into the hole, just hear this splattering noise and stuff comes up through the hole and then drops back down again.
Wait, there's a gushing squirter. Right, this one again. That's going to be nothing. That's 9 plus 6 for 15.
Nope, not even close. Not even close. Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, that is Moss's turn. You are 2 creatures down. It is Phelan's turn. You just have a gibbering mouth left.
Okay. To start with, we'll fling some fire at it. The gibbering mouth, that is.
Mm-hmm.
For an absolutely not hitting.
Okay.
And then we shall direct Olerin to put the bite on it.
Okay. I seem to recall that Olerin is quite vicious now.
He is relatively vicious. He's not as vicious as he's going to be.
No,
In a couple of levels' time.
Yeah.
Okay. So 24 to hit with the bite.
That is a hit.
And that is 11 piercing damage.
Okay. Being piercing, it wouldn't trigger off anything anyway, so that is fine. Right. That is your turn. It is the Gibbering Mouther's turn. So, what are we going to do?
It rethinks its life choices and jumps down the pit.
Not quite. No, not quite. Moz, I'd like you to make I'd like you to make a reflex saving throw, please, as this thing starts to try and surround you in a loving embrace.
It's 15 on the dice, because it's my lucky number tonight. Plus 10 for 25.
You have managed to avoid this thing. So, because you have managed to avoid it, you get to move 1 step in any direction. It basically wants to end up on your space. So if you just shove yourself out of the way, so it shunts itself across to there, having failed to do an engulf. Okay, which point it will then try and bite you instead. With a 1 on the dice, so you know I'm going well today. And it will try and bite you one more time with a +9 on this roll and another 1 on the dice. Oh my god!
I need a crit fail reaction or something at some point.
Crit fail reactions are definitely a thing, and they are definitely worthwhile. This thing absolutely tries its best to sort of engulf you and then bite at you, and you just sort of stand there and go. What are you doing? Neffy, it's your turn.
Okay. Cool. Cool, I'm gonna go here.
Yeah, I thought you might, yeah.
And I'm gonna do a stabby stab.
A stabby stab. Go on then.
Yeah, I'm so technical. That is a 29.
29 is, because of the flanking and only because of the flanking, a critical hit.
Okay.
So 4d6 plus 1, doubled, plus a d8.
Okay, so that's 9, 10, 12 doubled.
So 24.
24. And then the 8. Oh, no, I rolled an 8.
So 32 points of damage. 24 plus 8, yeah, 32 points of damage. Okay, it's still going. It doesn't look great though.
How about an 18 plus 9 to hit?
18 plus 9 to hit, 27. Not quite a critical hit this time, but it is still flat-footed, so it is still 4d6 plus 1.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. It is actually still alive,
Wow.
but only just.
Come on, Invar.
Inver!
Weed. Drop kick it. Charge it and drop kick it off. Full Sparta it.
Madness, this is Sparta!
To get close to it.
Oh.
Shoot it in the jam bags.
Susie bits.
3, 4.
Okay. You're stepping up
Touch.
close. Touch attack. Okay.
Chill.
Chill touch. Alright.
Let's see what 21 fortitude.
DC 21 fortitude save. So I'm going to roll a 3 on the dice and only get an 18, so this is going to go through full damage.
7 points of damage plus 4 negative damage.
Okay, the plus 4 is irrelevant because it dies from the chill touch. This thing just sort of, after being absolutely beaten the living daylights out by several people, just sort of gives up and floods down to the ground. That is the end of that. That is the end of that encounter. Get a little bit of experience. Just a little bit, not a lot. And as the noise begins to clear, all you can hear is this faint heartbeat noise coming from down the hole in the middle of this room.
It's not Shia LaBeouf applauding, is it?
No.
And suddenly it's Shia LaBeouf.
You have made it to the 4th basement floor of the Abomination Vaults. You encountered the first set of creatures that were down here. And ahead of you now is a ring around a hole with a deep shaft and 3 passageways for which you can choose to progress.
Would you call them 3 orifices?
I'm not doing that, no. And there is a set of stairs going down, but that didn't help with the analogy, so we'll ignore that one. What we're going to do is we're going to stop there. Episode 69 is done. This lot will this lot will still not be any better on episode 70. Just let's just be clear on this.
We're in for consistency.
Yeah, consistency.
Thick and viscous.
No, I wasn't going to say it. We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.